Hey guys, Sawbuck here, the accidental trucker, and today we're going to talk about truck driving school. I went to truck driving school at Tennessee Truck Driving School. Checked out their website, did a bunch of research, talked to a few people that had been there. Looked nice, but they're designed to do that. They pay lots of money for marketing, commercials all over the place, everywhere you turn around here. Radio, TV, you're hearing Tennessee Truck Driving School, call 865-350-0035 or something like that. I check it out online, I apply online, and I get a phone call the next day from a man named Rick. He was a recruiter, told me to come on in, talk to him, and I let him know that it was something that I was just kind of interested in, giving it some thought, talking it over with the wife, and we would see, after I got some information, see what it was going to cost me. After talking with him, he seems really good. He's good at his job. He's a recruiter. I had a few more questions, called him back, sent him text messages a few times. He was always on point with it. They have 3 or 4 recruiters, I believe, and they are all on point. I've talked to all of them, met them. I get signed up, do all my paperwork after extensive conversations with the wife, because at first I misunderstood, and I thought that if I chose one particular company, which seemed to pay the best, and I've heard the most positive things about them, I was going to be out for 3 months originally, and that is how long the training is. It's actually closer to 5.5 months. It's just an overwhelming amount of information, and anytime I had a question about it, I would just call Rick and ask him, or like I said, text him and ask him. He gives me this checklist here that I'm going to go over for you guys interested in going to truck driving school, wanting to know what to take. Now, I will say, before I get into this, my niece's husband also went to one. He lives in North Carolina, went to one in Atlanta, and they dumped him in Atlanta for 3.5, 4 weeks. Told him that he would start as soon as he got there. Now, they did pay for the motel the whole time, said that they were going to reimburse him for meals. Meanwhile, he's starving out in Atlanta, and his wife's starving out in North Carolina. Long story short, he finally got through school, took his tests. They told him he was going to be out for 3 weeks at a time. Even during training, he'd get 2 or 3 days home, and then when he was done with training, he would be home at least every 2 weeks. And said that his first paycheck, they would hold a week, or it'd take a week to get him in the system. They would hold a week, and then they would pay his first 2 weeks on the 3rd week. 9 weeks into it, not counting his time stuck in the hotel, as I understood him to say. It may have, but regardless, it took him 9 weeks to get his first paycheck. This is with a massive company that does their own truck driving school in Atlanta. From all the people that I've talked to, those are typically the ones to stay away from. Like I said, I've done an extensive amount of research. I've talked to people, and everybody's going to have, there's going to be good things to say, people with bad things to say. Typically, I listen to the ones that have good and bad things to say. There's no company out there that's 100% bad. There's definitely no company out there that's 100% good. So you got to find the truth somewhere in the middle. Back to Tennessee Truck Driving School. These are some things, if you're thinking about going to truck driving school, this is what you're going to need. Now, this is in Tennessee, obviously, but most of these things are going to be nationwide. Driver's license, social security card, birth certificate. If you don't have one, you can get it from vitalcheck.com. I'll put the link in the proof of domicile, and there's a list of those. You need 2 proofs of domicile. And just so you know, cell phone bills do not work. high school transcripts, GED score sheet, or what they call an ATB test. If you're going to a third-party school like I went to, and I'm sure the other ones do it, what they do is have you go over a certain section in the training manual and then take a test on it at home, and when you bring that test back, that counts. So I didn't actually have to get my high school transcript. That was a really cool thing because I live in Tennessee, that would be in Georgia, and it would just be a huge pain, and it would have pushed me off for a week so I could get that taken care of. And then, of course, my student application had to be filled out and present on the first day of class. Now, all these things I'm telling you need, you can't take your permit test without these things. So, acceptable documents for the DMV. All documents must include a Tennessee residential address, and it must be the same address. Originals only, no photocopies accepted, and you must have 2 of these following things. This is for your proof of domicile. Current utility bill, electric, water, gas, cable, landline, telephone. Current vehicle registration for your personal vehicle, dated within the last 12 months, so basically it can't be expired. Vehicle title showing your Tennessee address cannot be used along with vehicle registration, so you can use either a vehicle registration or a vehicle title. Mortgage papers such as property deed or mortgage payment coupon book. Lease agreement or contract must be notarized or accompanied by a signed realty agent letterhead confirming lease validity. Next on the list, voter registration card. Not the voter registration application. It's got to be the actual manila color card that you carry. Military LES papers, listing Tennessee as home of record. Current filed tax return and W-2, not the tax return booklet. It's got to be the ones that are filed. So those are the things that you need